Good afternoon. This is a walkthrough of the quiz, the test that I did with some students in Year 9 on Friday the 12th of June. Please play along and pause the video after each question. Question 1. Which of the following does every business do? So pause now while you pick your answer. Okay, the answer is B, produce goods and services. The difference between goods and services. Goods are anything that you can pick up, really, or post. So pencils, pens, tables, iPhones, cars, cakes, bread, crisps, kettles. Those are goods. Services are things like a taxi journey, a piano lesson, a haircut. It's not really a product that you buy, it's a service. So businesses sell goods and services. Some businesses sell both. Some sell one or the other. Not all businesses make a profit. Some businesses fail and don't succeed, okay, and don't make any money. And businesses don't provide jobs for everyone. They provide jobs for some people. Question 2. How do you reduce the risk of starting a new business? Pause now. The answer is B, planning. You plan everything about your business. You plan how many people you'll need. You'll plan what advertising there is. So the key to success in business is good planning. Question 3. What do you call an individual who sets up their own business? Pause now. Well, it's an entrepreneur, somebody who spots a gap or an opportunity and starts a business that sells goods or services, okay? Now, your extra optional homework here is to find out more about stakeholders. A stakeholder, I'll give you a clue, is anybody with an interest in a business. This is a really important concept and we will study it when we're back at school, but if you want some extra homework, find out the difference between internal and external stakeholders. Who are they? Question 4. Cherry is a professional DJ. Which of the following is most likely to be a supplier to her business? Pause now. And the answer is B again, a record store. Your suppliers provide you with the things that you need to make and sell your goods and services. So, this person needs records and CDs and music, and she buys them from her suppliers, a record store. Question 5. What is the individual who buys a product called? Well, that's me and you and all of us. That is a customer, A. Your bonus question, if you want to do some research, find out the difference between a customer and a consumer. We'll cover it next year, but if you're looking to get ahead, in 2 lines, the difference between a customer and a consumer. Final multiple choice. What is a business startup? Pause now. The answer is A. It is a new firm or a new company or a new business which operates in a market for the first time. The meaning of the word market there is not like a fruit and vegetable market. It's like when people say the UK phone market. That is all of the business activity relating to mobile phones. So a brand new company is generally called a startup. And this is the main event, some maths to focus on. Our entire course is based on what I call the magic formula. Sales minus costs equals profit. Imagine the following. I bake a cake. I sell it to you for £5. That's my sales. The money I receive from customers is sales. I sell a cake for £5. The flour, milk, eggs, food colouring, the fruit, the cream and the wrapping, the cardboard box it came in, those are all my costs, the ingredients and the raw materials. So I sold it to you for £5. But it costs me £3 to make. Sales minus costs equals profit. 5 minus 3 equals 2, which means I make a £2 profit. That is the magic formula in business. Your first job, 3 businesses, A, B and C. Calculate the profit that each business made. Pause now and I'll rejoin you shortly when you're ready. Okay, so the answer is company A, 100 minus 30,000 is 70,000. Company B, 130,000, and C, 90,000. So here's a very important concept in business. Just because you sell more goods and services, like company C, they have the highest sales, right? 300,000, does not mean you make the most profit. Depends entirely on how high your costs are. Remember that cake I talked to you about that I sold to you for £5? What I want to try and do is I want to try and make it taste just as good, but keep the cost of the ingredients down. Maybe I could get better eggs at a cheaper price from another shop. So lowering your costs raises your profit, okay? Think of it in those numbers all the time. Instead of remembering S minus C equals P, I sometimes remember 10 minus 7 equals 3. So it's not about having the highest sales, it's not just about having the highest sales, it's also about keeping your costs down in business. Now this is where it gets a little bit trickier, so don't worry about this, we're going to cover it next year, but I know some of you are keen to press on. Businesses often talk about their profit margin, which is a percentage, okay? So if you're the owner of a business, you might proudly say, oh, I have a very successful bakery. Our profit margins are about 90%, or our profit margin is about 24%. What does that mean? Well, this is it. Profit margin equals the following. For every pound that your customers spend with you, your profit margin represents how much of that pound you get to keep as profit. And the way it's worked out is as follows. Nice and simple. Profit margin as a percentage equals profit divided by sales multiplied by 100. Profit divided by sales multiplied by 100. So the bakery above, 70,000 divided by 100,000 multiplied by 100. I'm showing, put K on there, K means 1,000, right? 70,000 divided by 100,000 multiplied by 100. So the bakery gets to keep 70 pence of every pound that customers spend, gets to keep that as profit. Profit margins are useful for measuring how a business is doing. Amazon's a great example. Amazon has enormous sales, but very low profit margins. Can you work out why? Well, the reason for that is that Amazon charges generally very low prices for their products. They charge as low as they can get away with. So they may only make a few pennies on everything they sell. I think Amazon's profit margin is something like 3%. So for every pound that you spend at Amazon, the owners of Amazon keep 3 pence as profit. That's because their costs are so high compared to their sales. But here's the thing, Amazon may only have a profit margin of 3%, but they make 3% on something like £280 billion a year. 3% of 280 billion is still a very, very large amount of money to make as profit. Okay. I don't want to go too much further with this because it gets complicated, but I hope you're enjoying the sound of this so far, and please email me if you have any questions at all.